So, hello. I hope we do know each other. Lenka Lutonska here, your Limitless Millionaire mentor. And thank you for joining me here on this mini class, what I did envision, and now we'll give you a few powerful aha moments and ways to, well, activate your divine masculine and your greatest potential with it. Fascinating topic, right? I've been working with these feminine and masculine energies on myself for approximately the last year, and it's certainly a journey, but the one that is hugely empowering, and certainly it's helping personally me with growing the business in a way that feels really, really good to me, and at a pace that feels really, really good to me. And that's what we want, right? We all want to increase the impact, increase the profits, if you like, the income, and everything else that comes with it, the freedom, the sense of purpose, etc., etc. So we shall dive into it. I did start a couple of minutes earlier. I do want to, before we dive into this fascinating topic, I do want to share with you, because it's literally coming fresh off the oven. In exactly 3 weeks, I will be kicking off and starting a brand new mastermind container with a very select few women who feel ready for extraordinary expansion and essentially slash years into months, months into weeks, and weeks into days when it comes to their making incredible impact in the world and their lives with it. It's called the Limitless Millionaires Mastermind, and I will run 2 groups simultaneously. Depending on where you are, one is exclusively for 6 and 7 figures business owners, those of you who are already there and yet you want to scale your business further without sacrifice. The other group is for women who you have history of clients. You might not be yet at your 6 figures, it doesn't matter. But again, it's about working from within, primarily from within, and of course, externally on the strategies for scaling your impact in a way that feels really, really good to you. Now, I invite you, because I literally just opened this on Friday. I am a busy bee with conducting exploratory calls. It's very important to me that I do take an invite into this mastermind only women who are, yes, number 1, ready. Number 2, in a position to absolutely reap the limitless benefits of working together very, very, very closely and intensely for 6 months. So I do invite you to check out a mastermind page at lenkalutonska.com/LMM, which stands for Limitless Millionaire Mastermind, LMM, and do apply for exploratory call. It's only when we both feel that we are absolutely perfect match and you're absolutely in perfect position to reap massive benefits, then the magic will start. Okay, so that's fresh off the oven. And divine masculine. So first and foremost, why is it important? You're probably tuning in, and I'm going to say to you, forgive me, I'm not even going to open up the chat. I am going to keep focused because I have got limited time and I want this to be fully from my heart. So I will be attending. Please do comment. It's important. And of course, each comment will boost this a little bit. So more women like you will see this. So please do help them. So of course, let me know who is here and where are you watching from. If you're watching this on replay, I want to know as well. But I will be attending to the comments later. I want to stay focused on the energy of you, okay? You've heard me talking again and again through 4 different ways of consciousness and how we do go about growing our business. That's essentially the same thing. And as we go in life and business through these various levels of consciousness, I would almost want to say the word inevitably, we come to the point when we are done with elbowing our ways through to the next goal, where we are done with over-aggressive competition, pushing. When we're done with it and we are ready to invite way more feminine way into growing our businesses and into making impact. So one good example of that is attraction marketing, the buzzing phrase. We want to attract the clients rather than go and chase the clients, right? So this is great. However, there is a little bit of danger, because as we are moving from what I call that by me consciousness, which is often based on wounded masculine, as we are moving from that fully masculine way of growing our businesses, running our businesses, and running our lives really, to through me consciousness, which is a lot more about receiving and trust, there is a little danger that we reject the masculine altogether. You know, even universally speaking, this is the period of consciousness that we go through when we put the kind of like, I reject that, I don't want a masculine, I don't need it. And yet this is not how we do evoke that incredible growth. Because of course I know you're here because you're ready to let your impact grow at a full throttle, and that can only happen when we use simultaneously both empowered feminine and empowered masculine. These are both energies playing inside of us, and they of course both have got a shadow side, if you like, you know. So we've got, as well as we've got empowered feminine, so that creative, intuitive side of us that is nurturing. It can have shadow side. One example is devoured mother archetype, over protective of our children, so to speak, which can show up in a million different ways in our businesses and lives. On the other side, of course, our masculine within us, which is in a sense our divine provider within, has got both empowered side. So this is where we are deeply present, and it is the part of us that provides the time, the space, and everything that's needed for the biggest, greatest goals to come to fruition. But also it has got the wounded side. So this is where it's you know, that what we call the old way of doing things, the pushing and pulling, over aggression, over competitiveness, avoidance, sometimes pulling out, withdrawal, things like that, right? So it's important that we do not reject the masculine, but rather heal the parts of our masculine that needs more love and attention, and invite the empowered masculine to play its divine part in our creation. It's literally like having a sex and based on that creating a beautiful, beautiful baby. It's a miracle, right? It's a miracle. You know, the masculine and feminine meet, and out of that comes life, something incredible. And so you can literally, this is a funny metaphor, but this is a beautiful metaphor for releasing the growth that you want in your business and expansion that you want at a full throttle, you know, to that union of empowered masculine and feminine. So how do we do that? So for today, I have for you just 5 things. There certainly can be more, but I have got 5 things that will both help you to activate the divine masculine within you, and it includes the few things that you will want to attend, where it will help you to heal the masculine and embrace it more, to make it more active, the empowered masculine present in your life, right? So again, as I said, what is the divine masculine is the provider. It's that which gives us also fire in the belly, and it's that which leads us to our greatest vision. We have got story after story, a movie after movie, displaying this beautiful play of masculine and feminine within us. So we activate the masculine, the divine masculine within us, and with it our greatest potential when we do these two things, when these two things meet. Number one, when we honor and accept and lean into the craziest, grandest, biggest vision knocking on our minds and hearts. Now, on Friday, I met with about 40 incredible women entrepreneurs, and we were unlocking their divine millionaire code. And I will tell you, this is the first thing we looked at and tapped into. What is that greatest, biggest, grandest vision knocking on our consciousness? Because oftentimes what we do in our everyday businesses, we get lost in that next goal, next, excuse my words, a little thing. You know, even today I was speaking to one incredibly powerful one, and I said, what is it that you want? She said, well, I want to sell out this program, and then I want to sell out this program and this program. And it's admirable, of course. We do all want that. I teach selling out, your programs that feels good to us, right? But we're not here to sell out our programs. That's not the thing you're here for. It's part of it, but that's not the thing you're here for. You're here. Excuse me. You're here to make an incredible, incredible impact on the world and your life with it. So somewhere there in your mind, in the potentiality of yours, is knocking on the door of your consciousness, an idea, something so huge, something so big that wants to be born, that wants to be lived through here and now, but we've been ignoring it for a little while. As I'm reviewing my journey from A to B, from literally nothing to where I am today, and I'm sure that will continue to be so, I can identify a few key moments in that journey where I actually had to take that grandest and biggest version and fully activate it. So you read in my book, and I'm going to probably mention only that, you read in my book, Energetic Selling and Marketing, about how shortly after giving birth to my son, my third son, I was painting a cupboard. And as I was doing that, a thought occurred to me, why am I not a millionaire yet? Why am I not making 7-figure impact yet? And I kid you not, it was the moment when I activated that idea that for longest time was playing in my consciousness. Ego was playing in my consciousness. I could say I always, or for a very long time, wanted to have this incredible big business, make that incredible big impact, but it was always kind of one day, I'm not ready there, I'm not ready, I'm not there yet, as it will happen sometime in the future. But in that moment, when I was painting the furniture and I had that idea, why am I not doing it yet? Why am I not millionaire yet? Why am I not making 7-figure impact yet? I dropped that brush. I ran to my husband. I said, Thomas, are you okay if I do become a millionaire? Which, of course, he was laughing, like, what the hell are you about? Of course, to whatever you fancy. But I was able to, or it came that key moment where I was able to fully accept that idea and actively working on it now, like invited into that idea, into here and now. And of course, the rest is history. But this is the moment I'm looking for you. Now, of course, that grandest biggest version became so much grandest and bigger and altogether since then. But you want to reach to that which almost scares you at the moment, but you know it's there for you. You know it's there for you, but you haven't accepted it fully. So a little bit of journaling on that, please. So what's that vision beyond my vision? Who am I really truly meant to become? What's that vision that is knocking on the door of my consciousness and I haven't fully accepted it yet? fully activated it yet. And you want to go there and you want to create consciously this moment when you're accepting. You can each do that. Because when you do that, and then the second point, point number one and number 2 point is when you lean into trust, this is when magic happens. So trust. What am I talking about? So as I said, the divine masculine within us is internal provider. It's part of ourselves that will and always lovingly provides time, space, money, and everything else you need to bring that idea, that massive motherfucking idea, from that place of the chaos, what we call chaos, and the limitless possibilities into here and now. Is the provider within us. How do you trust that? Well, just look at how your relationship with man. Yes, that's a good place to look, because that will completely reflect your relationship with money and your relationship with creation, manifesting, if you like. So how do we trust? We decide to trust. It's simple as that. I do it and practice doing so. It's almost like I see it as trusting that eternal, limitless provider within us. I see it as almost as a muscle that wants to be stretched, that wants to be pulled, that wants to be exercised, and more you do it, larger, stronger than trust will get, and more limitless you become. But it's important to stretch it. It's important to pull it. It's important to exercise it. So I use a mantra for it that I lean into if I need for 10, 15 minutes a day. So I'm going to share with you. It's a very simple mantra, but you want to really, really fully step into it when you contemplate on it mantra. And it goes something like this. I am deeply loved, supported, guided every second of the day, every step of the way. I trust. I am deeply supported, loved, guided every step of the way, every moment of the day. I accept this. I trust. Okay, so this is the mantra that I would sit, and I still do when I need to be able to lean into the trust that what I need will be provided in order for me to bring that grandest, or to materialize it, to bring it into here and now. Then what's, of course, you'll need it most when you are taking that first step, whatever that step might be. So the feeling of the trust it's a self-initiated. It's always self-initiated. So you want to practice it, and you want to practice it and practice it more to the point when it's just become a very strong part of you, and you just trust, you just know, but you've got to practice it. And this is that moment when you, number one, lean into that grandest vision knocking on your door. Number two, when you trust and take that step forward. This is the moment when you activate the masculine, and when you also release your greatest potential at the full throttle. It's the moment where, if you watch The Star Was Born, when Stephanie was coming on that stage and he said, trust me. And he took her to that mic and he introduced her to the world. That's when she became a star, so to speak. It's the moment when you start the process of cutting those years into months into years, in a ways that you consciously, with your logical mind, you cannot even predict how it's going to happen. You have no idea, but you trust. You trust, you accept that you're meant to live that grandest version of you. You accept that you're meant to live and make that impact that is knocking on your mind. And you step forward because you trust. You trust your divine masculine. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Do let me know. And what I do have for you is a few more points, if you like, number 3, number 4, number 5, where you're going that will allow you to explore even more that relationship with masculine within yourself and embrace it and activate it even more. So number 3, so number 1 we said is accept, activate that, grant this biggest vision. Number 2 is trust. That's the moment, magical moment when the baby happens. Yes, conception, beautiful moment. Number 3, radical self-love and self-acceptance, meaning you've got to lose any form of self-judgment towards any of your vulnerabilities. If you do judge yourself in any shape or form, then of course, even logically speaking, it will filter into your behaviors and thinking in relation to your business. Visibility is one part, one good example of that. I have got so many clients telling me, Lenka, I'm scared of visibility. I'm scared to go out there and come out fully, or I'm scared of judgment, or I'm scared of come out this spiritual closet. What will people think, etc., etc. And that's because we are judging ourselves. We haven't accepted ourselves fully yet. So again, from the position of these powerful energies playing within ourselves and creating that wonderful union, the masculine, he wants to accept her for who she really is, with all her vulnerabilities. Again, going back to the Star Was Born, of course, one of the first things he did is to take her lashes off so he could see her for who she really is. When we look at the Pretty Woman, he would fully embrace and accept her and loved her, even though she was making money by staying on the streets. Yes, so you want to absolutely accept all parts of you, even vulnerable parts of you, with no judgment, and practice radical self-love and radical self-acceptance. So here's just a little journaling prompts, if you like, or few prompts where we will help you to, and after this you can have a look deeply where you are at with this. And that is simply, what do I feel vulnerable about? What do I feel vulnerable about? When you think of perhaps your business and growing your business, growing your impact, making money, attracting avalanche of your clients, what do I feel vulnerable about? Or what do I feel vulnerable about generally? And then, how will I accept myself fully? How will I show myself that self-love? So go there. Go there. This can be at the beginning a little bit uncomfortable, but gosh, when you give yourself, when you allow yourself to free yourself from any form of self-judgment, and then you're able to come out in a full glory. And that's again when you activate and embrace the masculine within you just a little more. Okay, hugely powerful, because it will translate into, again, what you do and how you do it and how you think in your business. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4, take him. The masculine within wants to be taken. Anything that wants to be taken is the masculine. So things such as time, money, space. So this is not to wait to have more time, but take your time. This is not about wanting more money, but claiming more money. This is not about wanting more space, but claiming your space. I'll give you just one example. I'm going a few years back when I was, let's say, fully booked coach, and I branded myself as that. I'll help you to get fully booked. And I was a great embodiment of that, because I was fully booked with my high-end clients, sometimes having over 20 clients at any one time. Loads of clients, right? And I felt like I have no space for anything else. And I genuinely didn't. And I wasn't living even my life fully, because I had to attend to all the clients and still market and, etc., etc. So I was still in my wounded masculine, if you like. Yes. And the coach that I worked at the time told me, Lenka, if you don't have time, you need to take more time. So create extra day off in your diary, which at the beginning, it seemed to me like, oh, what are you talking about? I mean, I literally have no time. I literally have diary full with the clients, and if it's not with the clients, it's with other things. Take more time. Time is to be taken. And I did, and it was highly uncomfortable, but it's almost like by magic. It's almost like by magic, everything reorganized itself so I could enjoy that more space. And then, of course, part of it was also adjusting my pricing and offering, you know, as I call it now, increasing the capacity to make an impact and receive. But certainly, I had to first allow myself to take the time and space to be able to do the transition I needed to make in order to be able to make more impact, more money, and more everything, right? So take that time, claim what you need. So it's a slightly different to, oh, but I need more money or more time for it, or I'll wait for it, or wait when I have, no, you've got to take it. He needs to be taken, wants to be taken, okay? So again, if you want a little journaling exercise or journaling prompt on it, you can ask yourself, where can I take more? Where can I claim more? Okay, so explore that. And lastly, initiate, meaning take that powerful action. When we do activate the divine masculine and we lean into that grantee's vision and we fully accept it, and we lean into the trust, knowing that we're going to be guided every step of the way, no matter how freaking scary it can get sometimes. We also get that fire in a belly, right? So it's beautiful. So that is the basis, of course, is one of the characteristics of the masculine within us. It gives us that wanting to move forward, wanting to take that action. But it's also important that we do initiate. So if you take, for instance, romantic relationships, and I was asking myself, because before going live, I do hope I'm right, because, you know, I haven't been in dating scene for a while. I'm in a happy marriage, but really do confirm this with this me. In ideal scenario, the man would read your or woman's energy as maybe you're flirting, maybe, but he reads your energy and it's he who initiates, right? So it's very important that we, in relation to the grantee's biggest version, and even chunking down that next sold out program, that next epic sales month, that next incredible powerful goal, that it's we who we initiate. We're not scared of judgment or rejection. Imagine if you are in a happy relationship where he did initiate, imagine that he was scared of rejection, so he wouldn't initiate. Well, you know, for once, I'm happy that my husband did initiate, right? But again, it's up to us to do that, right? So I'm talking about literally taking that action. I'm talking about things such as prospecting, you know, because sometimes we do think somewhere that, oh, because I'm doing things in my feminine way, that I just want to receive the clients, I just want to attract the clients, and I don't need to take this action. I don't need to be prospecting. I don't need to be marketing. You know what I mean? No, we want that perfect union of feminine and masculine. Absolutely, you make yourself visible and flirt. Yes. So this is the marketing. Yes. So you can attract the clients, but do initiate too. It's very, very important. So things like prospecting, selling, outreaching. Again, of course, as always, we want to be careful because there is such a thing as aggressive, cold outreach that is inappropriate and it's coming from wounded masculine. No, but you know the difference. But I promise you, if you're not used to initiation and if you're not used to things such as prospecting and selling and make yourself visible and all of those things, initiation, even if you're not used to it, it will stretch you. You might feel butterflies in your belly when you start doing that, and that's okay. That's okay. I do remember when I first time got fully booked. It happened because I did first time really initiate. I went out there and I simply sent loving messages, prompts, personal messages to those women who I felt would benefit hugely from working with me, and I had some level of relationship established, or they did express some buying signals before, if you like, you know, so I felt there is a resonance. It was still deeply uncomfortable for me back in that time, you know, because I wasn't used to it. It was newness, and any newness is going to feel uncomfortable. But nonetheless, within a week, I got myself like fully booked for the first time, and it was magnificent. And initiation plays a very powerful role in business, very powerful role in business, taking that inspired action, having that fire in the belly from the right place, right? So these are just a few things. Again, journaling prompt is simply, how can I initiate more and explore that, make some commitments. So these are just 5 things. I hope you'll found them helpful. I hope they gave you space for a little bit of self-reflection. I would love to hear from you just one thing that, based on what you were able to hear and listen, or listen and hear, just one thing that you know, I'm going to look over here, or I'm going to change that thing, so I'm able to grow much faster internally and externally. Okay, so I'd love to hear that from you. Good. That's all. Pretty good. 30 minutes. And as a loving reminder, I don't know if Tatiana is watching. If you are, please put a link in the comments, lenkalutonska.com/LMM, because I'm about to start 6 weeks of powerful container with a few women, very intimate container, where we're going to be putting that impact and growth at a full throttle, and working energetically, but also strategically, of course. So have a read. If it's calling you, apply for exploratory call, starting in 3 weeks. Cannot wait. 222. Love you so. Have a wonderful, magnificent rest of the day. And I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.